I mean, I just felt like I was the underdog, you know. But
Big up to all my underdogs, man.
yeah, I mean,
We're gonna rise. We're gonna keep on fucking rising.
yeah, but you gotta take that mindset and make it drive you forward. Like I feel like now, and I want to fight against the negative music industry, what rap has become. I want to take it back to the original rap, and I want to bring real rap back. And that's why I feel like, because I was the underdog before, I feel like I'm putting myself in that fight to try and fight against all this negative things. But to talk to people and inspire them, yeah, I just felt like I used to think, yeah, even after I finished, because I'd had to deal with that, I used to think everybody was against me, in school, all the teachers were like, this guy said, no, stop asking stupid questions. The teacher screams at me, they made me go outside. I injured my ankle, so I was late to class. And he's, get out of my class now. He makes me go out of his class, always yelling at me, trying to put me in a lower set for just because they didn't like me, but they didn't do that, And then I got good grades on that. But that's not what I wanted to do, so I'm doing rap. But
Education, crazy, man.
yeah, but then I was bullied by everybody in school. Like literally, I felt like 800 people were bullying me. Obviously, I have my friend from school still, but besides that, everybody was bullying me. People used to always scream at, like the whole playground was screaming at me. Obviously not getting in any trouble, but like I used to have people threaten me. Like obviously, this inner city thing. People would just threaten me in some way, like just for no reason. Just because they didn't like me. I've had lots of I've even had some kind of crazy people like do stuff to me. Outside of school, it was nothing to even do with school. And then in sixth form, yeah, I didn't fit in there either. And then I used to think when I was going down the street, people were glaring at me. I used to think everybody hated me. I used to just think all this stuff, and maybe some of it was true. Maybe I had a mean face, but expression because of it. But I had to deal with all this stuff. But then, yeah,
Go for it.
if you look at me,
Yeah.
I never did any crime. I was always like indoors studying every single day.
My guy, man.
However, yeah, my school there was always fights. Some people. I'm only talking about what the police. No, I'm not. I'm not a snitch. Okay, but some people who I went to school got arrested for some serious stuff. And you hear stories and stuff. I'm not going into any stories like that. I don't do that. But people got arrested for serious stuff. But I always was studious. You, you know, um, but sometimes all the teachers in school, honestly, um, I mean, I just think I'm me, yeah. But they say I have ADHD and stuff like that, so I find it harder to study. And teachers literally said I needed to be at the front of the class to study better, but a teacher purposely put me in the back row. And then there was this guy who was bullying me, used to like wind me up, used to say, I'm looking at you. And then he used to do just the stupid stuff bullies do. And then I wanted to be moved away from him.
Yeah.
I was bullied. The teacher knew he was bullying me and put me in the back row and so this guy would bully me. But the teachers never get in trouble for stuff like that. Teachers told me, I'm not going to get the right grades. They tell me you're going to fail. They used to like, as I said, I stand out in the cold for no reason. I used to always get detention, everything like that all the time.
And you was a good sorry to even cut you. And you was a good student as well. You was a proper good student.
I didn't want to listen to it. They were some of these teachers rubbish.
Yeah, that's very interesting because
rap is about keeping it real, and it's about taking the inner city, wherever it is, London, New York, anywhere around the whole world. Now, this is not rap, this is hip hop, yeah? The original hip hop. It's about keeping it real and taking your inner city and turning it something positive. They had rap, it was for making it so that there was no, with this gang, the gangs united, and then they made a rap group, and it was about getting people away from drugs, away from guns, knives, everything like that. And yeah, graffiti is meant to be art, not vandalism. You're not trying to ruin a shopkeeper by spraying. I see some places, not where I live, is not so much graffiti, but you go out some places and these people, they spray over a shopkeeper's window. That's not graffiti, that's vandalism. You got to spray on a wall, yeah, to create an art. You're not trying to ruin some guy's livelihood. Just that's not expressing yourself. That's just being mean.
I like that. That's good.
Put your name out there, yeah. And just yeah, it's just about keeping it real. Representing people where you're from, not being judgmental. I go around every area in London. I go to, you know, Camden, Islington, Westminster, Hackney, you know, Southwark, Lambeth, wherever. You know, I performed. Okay, I don't know even I don't even know all over Newham, like, you know, areas are so different. I perform to posh people, poor people. You know, like I said before, and that's what rap's about. That's what music's about. It's not about selling your soul like all these guys are doing. You know, so if you're doing that, you can still stop. You know,
Yeah.
for rappers as well, inspirations, people like KRS-One. And I'm gonna say this. I'm not trying to sound edgy or whatever, but I actually feel like, you know, growing up. I mean, I don't know these people like that. You know, but now I don't hang around these people, but I feel like I've known more madmen than half of you fake drill rappers, and I never done, and I never done any gangster stuff,
Yeah.
and neither have half of you gangster rappers who rap about it. So don't rap about that stuff. Promote a positive image to the youth. You know, I mean, half of these guys, they're not even from a place where this stuff even happens. They don't even know what it's like when you actually, you know, you feel like this kind of, you're on edge. You don't, you know, and you don't like it, and then, you know, you see something kicking off. You don't want to look. You know, you've seen crazy stuff happen that, you know, it doesn't affect me anymore, but for a while it actually affects you in your mind. But as you grow older, you get over it. You know, then you don't want to rap about that stuff. You don't want to glamorize it because you actually know what, you know, seeing this stuff happen and how that can actually affect a community. You know, how can, you know, you actually want your area to be positive. And I'll just say, rap is about keeping it real, and it's about